Yes, it's on.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. How are we this morning? Happy Thursday. It's been long. It has been long since I came live, and so I'm looking forward to having a conversation with all of us. This morning. And so please do me a favor, just tag somebody, share the video, and just get everybody, because today I'm talking about something that is so powerful. I'm coming on with boardroom to bedroom. We were dealing with leadership, and now I want to jump on to just share some of the extracts, from the boardroom to bedroom, just to help us, get ourselves running. And I hope you got the book. I hope you got your copy. If you didn't, please, this is the time for you to quickly run and purchase your book. So please do me a favor. It's an amazing morning. I'm wearing orange. My trousers is orange. So I'm coming, very bright to you. My mind is so bright. I'm looking forward to what this month what this month holds. And I believe this month has got great things that are going to showcase. So it is how ready you shall be, to partake of what God has for us in this month. So please do me a favor. I'm also just getting to remind some people about this amazing, time that we are going to have together. And therefore, please do so. So we are going to talk about boardroom to bedroom. What really prompted me? I was asked that question. What prompted me to actually pen down this particular book? So I shared a post yesterday, and I said that when I was young, at about the age of 6, 7, my mind is very critical. Okay. I've got a very, very critical mind. I don't just accept things. And you won't even know that I haven't accepted your point of view, because my mind is very critical. But I've also mastered one of the things I'll be talking about, which is emotional and social intelligence, which many people, that part of a skill is really a thrown away skill. So, as I was growing up in my father's house, most of you know, I grew up from a pastor's house, the only girl in the family where there were 6 boys. And so, being born in that family, which is a pastor's kid, PK, there were so many things I was observing. One of them was how women portrayed themselves, especially when it came to the issue of marriage. When it came to the issue of marriage, most of the women really showed some ignorance, if I may say, some level of ignorance, because a lot of things that were going on in the counseling sessions had to do with how bad marriage was. I listened to these stories with so much pain. But then I had no solution because I was only a child. So I had no solution, but I was really wondering. So, you know what I did? I had to start researching, of course, with the help of my dad. I started researching on this beautiful thing or beautiful institution that God created called marriage. I then realized in my research that most of the women, especially, went in marriage. That's why they were the most miserable. They were the most mistreated. They gave permission to be mistreated. They are the ones who showed up. So that is why I'm concentrating on them, in that particular book that I authored. So, in the research, I then discovered that most of them did not actually understand their purpose. They swapped. They thought marriage was the primary reason they were born. And so, when they did not find what they anticipated, they got frustrated because they thought that a man needed to interpret their future, needed to help them to be happy, and so on and so forth. So they did not find that happiness And therefore, they were frustrated because the man was also trying to find himself, discovering himself. He never saw what the father did, or he didn't see any beautiful thing that the father was doing to the mother. So he didn't even have a role model. And so, in to answer that problem of the things that I discovered, I had to pen down a book, and it is called The Make of a Real Woman. It is a manual for every woman. Going forward, years later, I think from the age of 17, I then began to see too much in the church issues of, exorcism, list, and manifestation. It's like that's when Pentecostalism really took shape. And because Pentecostalism took so much shape, especially in the area of deliverance, I used to wonder why every Sunday, same people would manifest, and they would be, I go to these conferences. Now, you can only talk about your story, because I'm saying that my story is my brand. This is why I was so inquisitive. So why should I be inquisitive when other children went to the same conferences, went to the same churches, and yet they were not as inquisitive as I was? Nothing got to them when they saw these people falling down. To them, it was wow. Are you feeling me? Are you feeling me? To them, it was a wow to see all the drama going on. For me, it was not exciting. It was not exciting because I saw big people being humiliated, falling down, and, sometimes even undressing themselves. So much was going on. And so I used to question. Then Easter would come, and my dad would preach powerful sermons about how powerful, his death was, and how that when he rose from the dead, he took away our curses, he took away our pain, he took away our sicknesses, our poverty. And people would go crazy. They went crazy in celebrating his resurrection. But guess what? Monday came, following Sunday came. This, that what my father was preaching, somehow just ended with a Sunday, or ended with the conference activity, because the conferences were very hyped, very, very hyped. Different, denominations would carry palm, leaves and go down. And so the whole compound was filled with so much, activity going on. Immediately the conference ended, people went back to life as usual, to poverty as usual, to falling down and vomiting as usual, to, everything returned. So I was like, no, 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 somebody help me. What is going on? Why is it that he died, but he is still struggling in your life? Why is it that he resurrected and took away your curses, but yet you are still under a curse? Somebody ought to help me. And because of my critical mind, the only place I can go to is in the presence of God to investigate what is going on. And so I've been at it, investigating. And then I realized there is no way a bailiff can come and collect property or collect your house things, your TV and everything, if there is no case order. If you don't have a curse in the court that you have breached, there is no way a bailiff can have a right. I then further investigated that certain, the name is a legal name, and therefore, because it's a legal name, the Bible is filled with so much legal terms. I then researched further and discovered the only way certain who is a legal prosecutor, can prosecute you and show up in your marriage, scatter your marriage, show up in your children's lives, mess them up, show up in your education, mess it up, is when you have breached some laws. You've got to understand that yes, I believe in the grace of God, but I'm not a fool to believe and to deny that when you break some laws, there is a way in which consequences will follow you. I read through the scriptures, we talked about if you obey in the book of Deuteronomy 28. If you obey, one, two, three, four things will happen. And further reading the scriptures, it tells you if you disobey, this and this will happen. So I've penned down and authored the book, Transitioning to the Courts of Heaven. Transitioning to the courts of heaven. Each book that I launch has got a problem I am solving. I have realized that my being born here on earth is to be a solution in the area of expertise according to the designer, according to the way God designed me. I find it easy to spot problems and to be a solution and not to be part of the problems. Now, 30 years, I'm married now, and things are happening. Then I hear this friend of mine has been divorced. And then I become this, a marriage counselor, marriage coach, marriage mentor. And I'm seeing people showing up in my office. I'm sitting on the other side of the table, and they are sitting on the other side of the table. What I begin to hear breaks my heart because these were once lovers. Now they don't even want to look at each other. So much has gone on. And when I begin to analyze, I see that there are certain things that they have neglected. Listen to me. Now, let me preach. Boardroom to bedroom. There's a reason why I have authored this book. It is a solution to serve your children from heartaches. It is a book that will serve you to make the right decision before you say, I do. I have spoken to a young man before he gets married. I have spoken to a married man before he hands over a son name to a woman. My friend, it takes a lot for you to donate your surname and donate your seed to a wrong womb. You need to know those children, if you get to marry a wrong person and you release the seed out of your generation, remember, you are the carrier of the next generation. And therefore, it is not about, I love her. Oh, because she has beautiful hips. Oh, because my friend, you need to know you are not marrying for the hips. You are not marrying for the eyelashes. You are marrying so that the next generation can follow through the values of your name. There is power in a name. That is why from the Bible you will see son of, son of, son of. So when you choose a womb where you shall continue the legacy of your bloodline, my friend, it is no joke. It is not about how your eyes have been appetized by her looks or skin color. You got to pay attention to the bedroom choices that you are making. And in this book I've authored, I'm saying how to succeed in both places. And today, let me come down on you to bring about the whole concept of the choices you are making because it is a battlefield. So your bedroom is a battlefield. Your boardroom is a battlefield. Let me quickly enter into the bedroom place and help a young man before you hand over that son, before you donate that seed to produce that child. You better know that the womb that shall keep for 9 months It is a selected womb. This is why Jesus did not just come from ordinary wombs anyhow. God had to select exactly which line Jesus has to come from. It is something that started from Abraham, Isaac, okay, Jacob went on and selected the womb of Leah, where Judah needed to be born, and Jesse would come out of there, and David, and then begin to bring in the very manifestation of this plan. That is why you cannot just decide by the hips. You cannot just decide by the complexion. Do I have an audience here? Say amen, amen, if you are listening to me. I need to see if I'm preaching good. It is important for you to select a womb that will change and bring order to the next generation. So you shall not just donate your seed just because someone has got beautiful hips, just because someone is light in complexion. My friend, you need to know that that particular woman won't be like your mother to tolerate certain habits. And therefore, she needs to really be somebody who values, who understands first and foremost her purpose. She must understand who she is. She must understand that her primary existence is to fulfill the reason she was born. My friend, it is dangerous enough for you to marry a woman for her looks when she does not understand the reason she was born here on earth. She was not born to showcase her body. She was not born to sex you. That is not her primary calling. Her primary calling is her purpose. Does she know what she was born to do here on earth? My friend, if you marry a woman that lacks understanding of who she is, she will drag you, your mother, and the grandmother in the grave. She will go and exhume the bones and mess your entire family. That is the power that is in a woman. So watch out, my son. As I speak to you, I need to introspect, and I'm not making things difficult for you because the choices that you make in the battlefield of the area of your bedroom, you need to know that that battlefield you enter in, you need to learn to guard it. You need to learn to protect it. It is a domain God has given to you as a man to make the right choices with regards to who you bring into the family. You need to protect, you need to guard. And that is why there are certain rules that you need to start managing. We have certain values with our children, our sons. There is a way in which my husband began to bring about principles that must govern our home. There are principles that my husband has displayed. Integrity. When you marry that one woman, you stick to that one woman, dude. There's nothing like after 2 years, after 3 years, she's not the one. No, she better be the one. She better be the one. Because ultimately, if you make a wrong decision right there, it will trickle down to your boardroom. Never underestimate the influence a woman has from your mother west to your wife. Your mother's influence has to do with so much love, and sometimes you can be so overloved to foolishness. You can actually be a he, she. They are men who are he, she's in their behavior. There is no security, there is no leadership, there is no priesthood because the mother had so much influence on his mind such that he is not ready to take on leadership because there is a lot of feminism in his mind in the way he is bringing about leadership. There's a reason why they shouted, "It's a boy." There's a reason why they said, when they looked in the hospital, they said, "It's a boy." So, my friend, It matters who is raising you. Maharaboshikarabaya. Your father carries the mantle of blessing. And there is a way in which, as a father, let me talk to you as fathers. As a father, there is a way you need to man your post. There is a way in which your leadership needs to showcase. There is a way in which you need to be in the forefront to set the values on how your home shall be run. My dad had a way in which our home was being run. There was time for meals. There was time for prayer. There were things he guarded. He guarded his territory. He realized his family was a battlefield. And therefore, he needed to arise as a winner. And therefore, he kept on, me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. I do not care. So would go to him. Oh, at Mr. Jerry's house, they do this and this. He said, yeah, that is Mr. Jerry's house. This is Mr. Longway's house. And therefore, we do things this way. He put values in us. We followed principles. That is why I never struggle with the issue of tithing. I do not need a sermon. I do not need somebody to preach to me. I do not need nobody to tell me the principles of wealth. I do not need nobody because from where I grew up from, my father made it a rule. He tattooed in my brain the power of honoring God first. It was tattooed in my brain. If your father did not do that, young man, listen to me. Do not sit back and say, my father didn't. You are going to become a father, or you are already a father. So stop being a big boy. You've got to grow up into a man. You've got to man up and start setting rules in your home. Guard your territory. I see my husband when he's rolling with time. Where is your son? Where's Lumbanyan? Have you seen the time? Those are rules. When my son leaves our house and goes and gets married, there is a way in which timekeeping has been tattooed in his brain because my husband has showcased what it means to be home on time and never to stress your wife. I've never stressed in the 30 years I've been with that man. There's never been a day I cannot sleep because he's not here at home and therefore I'm restless. He has demonstrated what it means to be a leader, to showcase your leadership. It is not to worry your family, to start checking you out. Where is she? Let's call the friend. What has happened? The day my husband will come at midnight or 01, I know probably he has died. Because for 30 years, he has tattooed in my children's brains that as a man, this is what it means to be a leader. Bedroom, you need to rule in it with principles as a man and state your leadership principles. I have penned down all those things in this book. You better get this book for your brother, get this book for your husband, get this book for your father, get this book for your pastor. There are principles I have penned down in this book that will change the status of marriage. Why should it be that an institution that is so powerful, so beautiful, that people really look forward to, there's so much joy during a wedding? It should be an institution that people can feel free to go in and come out any moment they feel like, disregarding each other, destroying generations. Listen to me, as much as you can decorate divorce, and I'm not one who supports abuse. I'm not one who supports that a woman should stay even when she's being abused physically, even when she's being abused emotionally. My friend, we should not start where abuse is. We should start from the root. What is causing this abuse? Before you jump quickly to say every abuse should end into divorce, some of you are very stubborn. You are very stubborn, very disrespectful. Some of you, the man did not mean to beat you. I do not support, doesn't matter how stupid your wife is, I do not support physical abuse and beating your wife. But some of you cause those things to happen on you. You are too stubborn. You are too stubborn. You are not manning this territory God has given to you. But I'm coming for you. I'm going to run a series so that I can really quickly balance out. Today, I've only talked about the man and the territory in the bedroom. Let's quickly, as we have 4 minutes to go, let me quickly talk about the territory of the marketplace, boardroom. Sir, the way things are right now, things have changed. Women are having more opportunities in the marketplace. You are not going to sit idle to cry about what is trending. You are not going to sit idle to complain about the economy. You know, men, let me tell you, let me give you a tip. Let me give you a tip. It is so irritating to your wife for you to be talking about how bad the economy is. How that, I heard somebody was actually saying, a woman doesn't want to be hearing you discussing, another man in the bedroom. OHH has done this. My friend, we want to talk about you and what you would do. Things are tough, things are hard, so man up. A woman is looking for a man who has ideas. In this same Zambia, some people are poor, some people are rich. In the same nation, what are you doing in school? Which ideas are you developing? What will you become? Where are you taking your family? It's not a matter of, I'm the man, respect me. I'm the man. We want to respect your ideas too. We want to respect how forward you are in your thought process. You've got to arise as a mentor. That is why man up in the marketplace when you're given an opportunity to be hired as an accountant, regardless of what you are earning, give it your very best. Listen to me. Your poverty, where you are right now, I can track it. I can track it down to the place you neglected or to how you did not honor somebody. You never honored your leader. You never honored your boss. You did not. That is why you've been fired, or that is why there is no proper recommendations. Your attitude is actually 80% of your success, 20% your talent. So you are a man. Behave yourself. When you are given an opportunity to work, give it your very best. Are you a security guard? Show up on time. Are you the accountant? No excuse. You are building your career, not only for you. Remember, the family is looking up to you. Come on, I feel like preaching. The family is looking up to you. So we are not going to buy into your excuses. Why has your job ended? Why haven't you been promoted? Your behavior. You don't keep time. You do not, give reports on time. Your work is rubbish. Yet you've got a wife, you've got children, and your attitude stinks. My friend, you need to know the world is not smiling. It is pushing more women into the corridors of power, and you better smell it well. So you've got to work a little harder, twice the way you are working. Come up with ideas, excite your leader in order for you to remain employable. Or in order for you to start that business that will change the test of time, or that which will usher your children. We are not in an era where you are saying, I'm educating my children so that when they start working to look after me. It is not this era. This era is for our parents. This, what I've said, is for our parents. This era is about you owning land. We are busy buying land. And every time we are buying, we are saying, okay, this, our children, that is ours, this, our son, this. That is what is happening now. We are handing over inheritance. A good man leaves an inheritance for his children. What good are you? She's looking for more than a surname. So go in the marketplace and shine. Go in the marketplace and work your brain out. Respect your leaders. Respect time. Deliver on time. Be likable. Build that likability. Let your boss like you because of your delivery. I'm coming back to talk about the extracts of boardroom to bedroom. It pains me to see what is going on. Hence, the launch of this book. Do have an amazing Thursday. We'll come back. I'll be announcing on how we'll be coming back because I'm building a series of how I would run with this book other than Thursday. Shalom, shalom.